for more.
I discovered the truth in the most ordinary way, though nothing about that day would ever feel ordinary again. My name is Callum, 38, and I thought I knew everything about my life, about my marriage, about her. Lucy had been my wife for 10 years. From the outside, people would look at us and assume we had the perfect partnership, stable jobs, nice home in a quiet suburb, friends who envied our happiness. I was proud of what we had, or at least I thought I was. I believed in loyalty, in doing the right things, in being the man who could provide stability and love without making a scene. I gave her everything, and in return, I expected honesty, respect, and the small intimacies that stitch a life together. That trust shattered in a way I never saw coming.
It started with small inconsistencies, almost imperceptible. Lucy was late coming home more often, distracted, texting secretly. I tried not to worry, tried to tell myself it was just work, just stress. I even joked about it once when she flinched at a hug, attributing it to fatigue. I wanted to believe, wanted to ignore the growing unease gnawing at my gut. But the signs kept stacking up, small lies, sudden defensiveness, a phone that would mysteriously be left face down whenever I walked into the room. I told myself patience and understanding would fix it, but deep down, I was starting to realize something was wrong. One Wednesday evening, I received a notification on my phone, a delivery confirmation for a bouquet of lilies sent to our home. Lucy had never ordered flowers before. Confused, I asked her casually as she walked through the door. She smiled, shrugged, and said, "Oh, just a gift from a client. Isn't that sweet?" Her tone was light, almost rehearsed, but the card was handwritten in an unfamiliar script, and a chill ran down my spine. I didn't need to check my instincts twice. Something about the precision of that card, the anonymity of the sender, it felt wrong. I decided to investigate, calmly, quietly, because this wasn't a moment for shouting, for confrontation. I traced the delivery, and the florist confirmed the order had been placed by someone I had unknowingly hired weeks before to send a simple bouquet, just to surprise her on our anniversary. I had no reason to suspect the innocence of my own action. And then, like a thunderclap splitting a serene sky, I realized the implications. The man I hired to deliver flowers, the guy who innocently smiled and handed her the arrangement, had become intimately involved with her. Worse, she was pregnant. And not with me. The moment I fully processed this, time slowed. I stared at the ceiling that night, at the ceiling I had once felt so safe under, feeling the weight of betrayal settle into my chest. I did not scream. I did not cry. I simply felt the cold clarity of truth. Years of loyalty, effort, emotional investment, erased by a choice she made behind my back. There was a strange calm in acknowledging it, as if my mind had sharpened into a blade. I knew what I had to do, and strangely, I did not feel rushed, did not feel panic. I felt clarity. I spent the next few days observing, piecing together patterns, seeing the interactions I had previously brushed off. Every flinch, every secretive message, every late night, every coincidence suddenly formed a clear, undeniable picture. I realized that she was constructing a narrative in which I would remain oblivious, supportive, unquestioning. And the thought made my blood run cold, not just because of what she did, but because she thought she could manipulate reality while expecting me to remain passive, calm, unwavering. I had always been calm, unwavering, loyal, but I would not remain silent now. One evening, I sat at the dining table with a notebook in front of me, writing down facts, dates, small moments that had seemed irrelevant before. I did not write them to dwell. I wrote them to see clearly. And as I wrote, a plan formed. Not a plan for revenge, not a plan for confrontation, but a plan for reclaiming control over my life, over my dignity, over my emotional energy. I realized that in situations like this, patience was a weapon, clarity a shield, and calm was the ultimate statement of power. The first step was simple, almost mundane, but profoundly symbolic. I cleared my bank accounts of any shared funds she had access to, canceled subscriptions she could no longer manage without me, and ensured that every financial lever of the home was secure under my control. I did not act out of spite. I acted out of necessity.